that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. I'm on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. The Jersey Takeover is here. We have expanded it to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch a broadcast, holy shit, do we make it easy. Just go to SHR Media. That's simple. Just go to SHR Media. I'm sure everybody would be able to click the right button to click on. Or you can go to Facebook or YouTube and search for SHR Media if you don't have us subscribed or liked as of yet. But if you don't, while you're there, don't forget to hit those buttons. Join the masses. How was everybody's Thanksgiving? It was great for me. Still trying to get, everything set up just right. I shut everything down, and I hate to say it, I got home and I was like, yep, I'm just going to sit here for a little bit. I was at my in-laws in the Poconos. I mean, it was a great time except for the weather. I mean, the weather for what normally is perfect, but for my body, holy shit, was I in pain. But I have to admit, it was a beautiful time. There was no political talk. Every time there was political talk that started to come up, it was shut down. And it was nice being able to go up, visit, spend time with the family, and not have any arguments over politics whatsoever. It was great. So, I'm watching, I got Fox News, which I don't normally watch Fox News, but they are showing live from, Ball, the island of Ball. They have a volcano that look like it's about ready to erupt. There's a lot of smoke and ash pouring out of it at this time. They evacuated pretty much everybody from the area. I just got it up on one screen. And, of course, as always, when it's on, I got my Flyers on right now. They're playing in-state rival Pittsburgh Penguins, and we'll see how it goes. So one good fun thing happened is I'm not a master carpenter by any means, okay? I like tinkering around with woodworking, all different stuff. I'm always working on little projects in my house. So during Thanksgiving, it was my mother-in-law had said that she needed a wood cutting board. She has the plastic ones, but she would like a wood cutting board. I was like, all right, I'll make it. She's like, oh, no, it's too complicated. I'm like, no, Phil, it's easy. It really isn't that hard. But her son also does woodworking now, and we were talking, and it was great because he said, you get doing that, and everything else goes away. So, I gave him a chance, and he's like, nah, you go ahead. So I've been tinkering with that since I get it back. Picked up a little bit of wood. The nice thing is I was hitting some videos, just looking up stuff, getting ideas. And I found this one. Hold on. Oh. And the site has it where it has this exotic woods. Now, you're not getting whole sheets or boards. What it is as they're cutting boards for special orders and all that, there's always that scrap that's left over, usable scrap that's left over. So what they do is they pile it up together. And the order I did, it's all different exotic woods. I don't know why I get from African type woods to, I can't think of all the woods that were in there. But they're all consistently the same size. I think it's 12 inches long by 3/4 by 3/4. Now, you can get it where you go to, you get a 15-pound box. And it's just scraps, all different sizes, different woods. And it's, I think, $30, but it's all exotic woods. And it's pretty neat. Let me see something real quick. Just in case anybody's interested. Woodworking there. BellForestProducts.com. So you go down and I think it's exotic wood blanks. Click on that. And then you hit the craft wood packs. And you can get these right now they're out. Hi Jenna. Happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully your Thanksgiving was great. And what you get is 15 pounds of cutoff. All different woods. I'm trying to see. Bird's eye maple, curly maple, and other exotic woods. What's the African mahogany, African blackwood, Amazon rosewood, all different types. And it's pretty neat. You could do really a lot of projects with these and use some of these really exotic woods for a fraction of the price it would normally cost to special order this stuff. So I saw it. Which one did I order? So I'm doing the cutting board for my mother-in-law, and I ordered these thin. I'm trying to remember what I ordered. Damn, I'm getting old. I can't remember what I ordered. But it's a real thin layer that will go in between some oak that I got. I don't just put it all together. Like I said, it's just something I have fun with. So I'll be in the garage a lot. It gave me a reason to get a drill press and some other tools that I had to give up years ago. I don't spend a lot of money. I'd love to get this zebra wood. The zebra wood I've never seen before. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Purple Heart. They got some great looking wood. But, so, my Thanksgiving was great. You know, there was no arguments. Everything was good. So we're going to do that cutting board for my mother-in-law and get that to her. And then I think I have an idea for a cane. And I got to make a mold, small mold, a skull mold. Mold. And take some resins and make this small for the top of the cane. And just take a bunch of different woods, put them together, and, go from there. Other than that, it's wintertime. It'll get it cooler. Ah, damn it. They just scored. Ouch. That's not good, Jenna. Oh, we're all praying for you. Itchy, itchy, itchy. If penguins are getting away with, I know I'm jumping topics, but penguins are getting away with murder. The Flyers just challenged a goal, but they're interfering with goaltenders left, right, and center. And the NHL is not overturning, and they're not holding constant. Even announcers that are normally kissing the Penguins' asses. Penguins are like the goddamn Democrats, and the media is the news reporters. They never call things the way they should. All right, so a Democrat pollster has said that the Republican Party is a domestic terror group. Hello, Melanie, and happy late Thanksgiving to you, ma'am. Hopefully everything was great for you. So this pollster is saying the Republican Party is a domestic terror group. Basically, anybody that does not bow down to the Democrat Party anymore is a terrorist group. I've done it a long time ago. Not long, well, on the show, for the show-wise, a long time ago. I have been able to compare the Democrat Party. They protect terrorists. They protect these, not all Muslims I'm talking about, the unwanted ones. They want to make it easier for these extremists to come into the country. They've helped fund and normalize these violent protesters, not normal protesters, the violent protesters. But yes, it's the Republican Party that is the terrorist group, because we do not bow down to the needs of the Democrat Party. Oh my God, the jump subject on the hockey. The Penguin was smacking his stick and lifting the goaltender's arm up. But yeah, there's no goaltender interference. What a crock of shit. NHL should be embarrassed. Not as bad as the NFL, but... So it was who was it? Fernand Amandi stated the Republican Party isn't a political party, is it a domestic terror group? This was commented on the lack of push for the Children's Health Insurance Program, CHIP, by a Republican member of Congress from Florida by stating, I think it leads to the question, is it any surprise that the party that is pro-pay for play, pro-Putin, and now with Roy Moore, pro-pedophile, the fact that they're anti-children, is that a surprise? Now let's break down that situation. Pro-pay to play. Where's the money? There is none. There's an accusation. Why they're doing it? To cover up. For Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton actually had to pay to play. We all know that she was taking money left, right, and center from all these countries, and now that she's not president, she has to close down her foundation. Why? Well, part of her foundation. Why? Well, because she has no money coming in. Because she has no power to pay out for. Pro-Putin? Who handed over the reset? Who sold uranium to Russia? That was Hillary and the Democrat. And now with Roy Moore, pro-pedophile, there's accusations against Roy Moore. You have admitted sexual deviant from the left, two of them, admitted. And they're still there. But yeah, we'll ignore that. And the fact that they're anti-children, who's the party that's out killing babies? That would be the Democrat Party. Republicans are out there murdering babies, pushing for live abortions. That's not the Republican Party. That's the fucking Democrat Party. So he's actually pointing out, and he's making a case of why the Democrat Party is actually more in line as a domestic terror group. Because they are actually being paid for by Russia. They are pro-Putin. Who is the president that dismantled the defense system in Europe, allowing Putin and Russia to invade into Crimea and into, what was it, Czechoslovakia? Can't remember the name. But who was that? Was Obama did that. Who's the president every time Russia got aggressive, did nothing? That would be Obama. And again, you want to talk about sex offenders? Roy Moore has accusations that have been somewhat debunked. You have Al Franken, who admits that he sexually assaulted and sexually harassed God knows how many women now, because he basically admitted today that there's no way to tell how many more accusations are going to come out against him. He's accepting responsibility for it. He's admitting it. But yet the Democrat Party has not forced him to step down. He has not stepped down and says he will not step down. Now, when it comes to Roy Moore, for the most part, I don't believe the accusations. But doesn't mean they may not be true, just because I don't believe. Pro-pedophilia, they're the party that has been pushing and talking about normalizing pedophilia. This guy is trying to blame the Republicans for everything the actual Democrats are doing. And he goes on, I think the American people should ask themselves the broader question. What has the Republican Party in the last 10 years done to help the American people? What have they done? This is not a political party. This is a domestic terror group. And what I think the American people should consider when they ask themselves that question, with a party that has done nothing to help the American people, is to vote them out and consider possibly afterwards locking them up, Joy. Well, wait a minute. If you lose an election, going after them would be Stalinistic, and that's what they talk about when we talk about locking up Hillary Clinton. So you can't go after your opponents, can you? But when it's the Democrat Party, it's different. You could do whatever the fuck you want as a Democrat. You can go out and sexually assault women, and nobody gives a shit. You get a pass. Bill Clinton, Ted Kennedy, Al Franken. And who's this other jackass Croner, whatever? You can get away with it when you're in the Democrat Party. Threatening to lock up your opponents is perfectly fine when the Democrats do it. There is two sides of the coins here, and the fucking media allows it to happen. They help. They are a helping party of the Democrat. They are... what's the word I'm looking for? Partners in crime. So please, excuse me if I don't take this asshole serious. For number one, he's on MSNBC's AM Joy. That right there tells me he has zero credibility. This is also one of those assholes, because he's a Democrat pollster who said Hillary Clinton's gonna win. We're gonna take this special election and that special election and every fucking special election because the people are tired of it. Wait a minute, we lost everything. Blame Russia. They come up with more fucking excuses than Carter's got liver pills. Oh my God. How sad can you be when it comes to that shit? Let me ask you a question. What has the Democrat Party done? 8 years in office, the economy went to fucking shit. The borders became porous. And they jammed that crap hole politic of Obamacare down our throat. That's what the Democrat Party has done. The Democrat Party has driven a stake through the heart of America. The Democrat Party has spit on the American flag every chance it gets. It spit on our military every chance it gets. Because they have to hide the fact they've done jack shit. They fucked our economy up. They fucked our health care. And just let me ask you this. Obamacare is going to be government. It is government health care. It's government-controlled health care. And they're talking how it's going to be the cream of the crop. You want to see how our government handles health care? Look at the VA, and that'll tell you everything. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit, and I'm glad to be back. But I'll be right back after this message.
SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hello, I'm Tim Hart. I'm the guy BZ hires, due to his shameless contract with the SHR Media Network, to voice his promos. He'd like me to tell you that the Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show can be found on SHR Media Network, Spreaker, and YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American media maggots won't. You'll find that the speech is free, but the drinks are not. There, in the saloon, just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ is sending his personal drones of freedom into the wheelhouses and ossicles of lovers of sovereignty and liberty nationally and globally. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, BZ swears that no rights were harmed in the making of this promo.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
This is Jersey Joe, host of the Reaver of Common Sense, and you're listening to shrmedia.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Jenna asked the question, and a couple people have also asked it recently. Give an update on my daughter. For those that don't know, several weeks ago, about 4 weeks ago, my daughter was reheating soup, and she threw it in the microwave. She has this little plastic tray. Now, she's 14 years old, so but she uses that, and she went to sit down. She was going down in the recliner where the laptop is. You know, she's just eating one of those reheatable Japanese soups. And as she sat down, it slid across the tray and poured all over her. And she ended up with severe second-degree burns on her stomach and leg, where it hit her on her upper chest area, like underneath her arms. It was severe sunburns. Now, we've gone back for the final doctor's appointment, and by the grace of God, they looked at it and said it's healing perfect. She might have some discoloration. It might grow in a little darker or a little lighter. Should be no scarring. And they said, you really, unless something happens, if she gets an infection or something, you don't have to come back. Everything's good. No skin grafts, no nothing. And it just was a weight. An instant weight off of all of our shoulders. Because all of us were sitting there, very fearful that I think she was 13. Well, turned 40. Whatever. It was after her birthday. That our 14-year-old girl was going to need skin grafts. So when we got that news, it was a huge weight off our shoulders. And thank you, Jenna, for asking that. Makes me feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. Not trying to be a smartass. Makes me feel good when people remember that stuff and ask. So, GOP representative from the House, Matt Gaetz, I think it is. I've talked to the guy before, and great guy. I'm not saying that. Said that evidence has been uncovered showing that the FBI gave the investigation of the 2016 Democrat presidential nominee Hillary Clinton improper use of an unauthorized email server while Secretary of State a special status. Now, to back it up, what's even worse is Hillary just said in an interview this weekend or the weekend before, she still would have used her email server and didn't see an issue with it. She doesn't see where all the problems are with it. That tells you exactly where her head is. And she's talking now, there's hoopla popping back up that 2020, she's going to run again. The Democrat Party needs her. The Democrat Party needs her to run away. Hey, if they want to run her again, go right ahead. I honestly think Trump can beat her again with ease. I think it will be even a higher win. I think not only will he win massively on the Electoral College, that he'll win on the popular vote too. So, but it went on, and this kind of pissed me off. You have that proof. The number one, Comey, should be brought in, indicted, investigated, and everybody else should start to be investigated, and Hillary Clinton should go back underneath another investigation. Because that's showing that there was improper investigation, some shenanigans went on. But according to the Florida Republican, who is also a member of the House Judiciary Committee, the process afforded to Clinton was different than it would have been for any other American. And we all know that. That's what we all bitch about. There's two set of rules, maybe three. A set of rules for the Obamas, the set of rules for politicians, and then the set of rules for us peons. And don't even think that they don't think that way about us. They'll, we don't think about you that way. Bullshit. They think we're little piss ants. I've been around some of these highfalutin assholes, and they don't think I'm paying attention, and conversations will go on, and I'll hear how they think they're better than everybody else. And that we're too stupid to catch on to their game. Problem is, I have more faith in the American people, the everyday man, everyday woman. I have more faith in them. And for what I've been seeing the last couple of years with the elections, it's not just because Republicans are winning. People are paying attention more and more and more. If you want to see Obama and the Democrat Party did one thing successful, they did do one massive thing. They woke up more Americans to pay attention to their fucking politicians because they're screwing them over worse and worse every year. So, there's something positive Obama and the Democrats did for that 8 years. But he goes on to say, we now have evidence that the FBI investigation of Hillary Clinton did not follow normal and standard procedures. The current Deputy Director of the FBI, Andrew McCabe, sent emails just weeks before the presidential election saying that Hillary Clinton investigation would be special, that it would be handled by a small team at headquarters, that it would be given special status. Combine that with the fact that Attorney General Loretta Lynch told James Comey to call this a matter and not an investigation, that she met with Bill Clinton on the tarmac, and that James Comey himself has admitted in testimony that he drafted the exoneration statement of Hillary Clinton before even interviewing her or other key witnesses. We seem to have a departure from the normal application of law, and we will be calling for a full review by the Judiciary Committee of the processes and the procedures that potentially gave Hillary Clinton a different process and a different standard of justice than would be applied to any other American. I think he says it perfectly right there. She got special treatment. She was not treated like anybody else that is thought of to have committed a crime. I've said it before. I've been investigated by those fuckfaces FBI. That's not the way they treat people, common Americans. That is not the way they treat everyday Joe American. They were looking for brownie points because they thought that Trump was going to lose, she would be president, and they can get special treatment from her. So a lot of underhanded shit was done behind our backs and told how great everything is. And what's even scarier is there's people that believe it. There's people that buy into this bullshit. There's people that believe she is innocent. That this is all some conspiracy against her perpetrated by a Republican Party. Because God forbid her and her husband couldn't be thinking that they're above the law. No, that can never happen. No politician ever thought that. It's laughable. I just called to say, sorry. For some reason, when I got talking about that popped in my head. The weirdest shit sometimes, and I've said it before, the weirdest shit pops into my head from time to time. I think it's funny. I honestly do. Because also I have no filter on my mouth, so I say some of the damnedest shit. Hey, you know, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. What are you going to do? I mean, we got to pay attention. We got to pay attention. We got to pay attention. I can't say that enough. Pay attention to who you're elected into office. Pay attention to who is going to be the leaders of this country. Those are the ones that are going to be making the rules up for us. And if they think for a second that they are above us, they need to be put in their place. It's dangerous nowadays with these politicians. The money that they can make. That's the scary part. A lot of these idiots are getting into politics for the money. And that is dangerous because that's not what they should be getting into politics for. Because if they're making money off of politics, that's something's going on. Because you're getting paid, well, they get paid a lot of money to my standards, but overall, they're not making a lot of money. They don't deserve any more money, and then they get paid sometimes, I think, too much. But they don't make enough that makes them as rich as they always somehow pop up to be. I mean, when you go into office worth $1 million and you come out of office worth over $10 million, well over $10 million, something's not right there. Those numbers, and you only get paid $450,000 a year. You get paid basically less than $500,000. You're in office 8 years. So you should have made less than $4 million in that time, less. I'm rounding numbers up. And that would put you at $5 million roughly. And that's if you don't spend a goddamn dime. Which, of course, Obama and his wife said no, they spent money. They had to pay for their own stuff. Somehow not even because it's them, I just don't see our presidents reimbursing for toilet paper and shit like that. Excuse the pun. So, all right. I'm going to pop up a Money Talks with Melanie Minute, and then we're going to head to break. But you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Welcome to this week's Money Talk Minute with your business diva, Melanie Collette. This week, we're going to discuss interest rates. Why are they important? Well, they're important on two sides of your financial coin. On the one side, you have your debt, credit card debt, loans, and things like that. You always want to get the lowest interest rate possible. Why? That means that money is costing you a lot less to borrow with a lower interest rate. And speaking of debt, when you're looking at which loan or which credit card to pay off first, you're always going to look at the interest rate. Which one has the highest interest rate? That's the one you want to start paying off first. On the savings side of the financial coin, what kind of savings account do you want to open? Which one should you choose? You will always choose the one with the best interest rate. And on the savings side, the best interest rate will be the highest interest rate. This means it will yield you the highest amount of return. And that's it for your Money Talk Minute of the Week. I am your business diva, Melanie Collette.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hello, I'm Tim Hart. I'm the guy BZ hires due to his shameless contract with the SHR Media Network to voice his promos. He'd like me to tell you that the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show can be found on SHR Media Network, Spreaker, and YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American media maggots won't. You'll find that the speech is free, but the drinks are not. There, in the saloon, just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ is sending his personal drones of freedom into the wheelhouses and ossicles of lovers of sovereignty and liberty nationally and globally. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, BZ swears that no rights were harmed in the making of this promo.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid promo.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
This is Jersey Joe, host of the Reaver of Common Sense, and you're listening to shrmedia.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m., Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make, that's right, sense out of the senseless. Where are we at? I'm in a state of confusion. I don't know about you. It is a strange time to be an American. It's a very strange time. A lot of weird shit going on. I mean, it looks like we have a attempt to take over this country. God, I need a haircut. I'm looking at the screen and holy shit, my hair got long. Had to be that coconut water. But all right, this is what makes me laugh. The left complains about the NRA. They pump all this money in. It's not fair. It's not right. But do you know what you don't hear? Complaining about Bloomberg. Bloomberg-funded gun control lobby spent over $71 million total in 3 election cycles. So that would be 2016, 2014, and 2012. $71 million he spent. The tens of millions of dollars that flow into Michael Bloomberg's gun control lobby via his direct personal donations are complemented by millions that he spent from SKD Knickerbocker to make gun control look popular and achievable. SKD Knickerbocker is a PR firm where managing director Jay Isay has secured victories for Senator Chuck Schumer and been part of Bloomberg's multi-million-dollar gun control campaigns. The SKD Knickerbocker website sums up Isay's work in part by saying, Josh managed Chuck Schumer 1998 upset of Al D'Amato and served as Schumacher's first chief of staff in the U.S. Senate. After leaving Senator Schumacher's office, Josh worked as the head of public affairs for DoubleClick and then co-founded SKD Knickerbocker. His political work includes being a member of President Barack Obama's direct mail team, Mike Bloomberg's media and mail team, and the lead media and mail consultant for dozens of governors and mayors, senators, members of Congress, and other elected officials. On October 26, it was reported that Bloomberg dumped over $50 million into gun control lobby in the year 2014 alone. Slate reported that this money consisted of $36 million gift to Everytown for gun safety, $16.7 million to support governors who favor tighter gun laws. So in other words, he's buying politicians. In addition to the $56.7 million, Open Secrets shows that Bloomberg's independent PAC paid SKD Knickerbocker $6,816,541 during the 2012 election cycle and $11,659,753 in 2016. This brings Bloomberg's gun control lobby expenditures to $71,176,294 during 3 election cycles alone. This is not including the more than $6 million that Everytown for Gun Safety Fund reportedly paid SKD Knickerbocker during the 2013 and 2015 election cycles. So we have over $70 million spent during 3 election cycles. $70 million. And they complain about the NRA. But they ignore that they are doing the exact fucking same thing. And yes, every town, or whatever the hell it's called now, because it keeps changing names. It's jumped around. I think that used to be Mayors Against Guns or some shit like that. Every town for gun safety always complains about the NRA. Oh, Mom's Demand is the other one. As they are funded by, you got it, Michael Bloomberg. And he pumps millions and millions of dollars to fund his causes, which is anti-gun. But you never hear him say their money shouldn't be allowed into play. Oh, no, they're quiet about that. It's amazing, the silence. If I can find it real quick, because I got one. I'm not going to chase it around, but there's this video being done. And it's basically saying if you're liberal, it's okay if you sexually assault. It's perfectly okay. And that's exactly what they're saying by not doing nothing. By allowing more and, what is it, Kroner? How much did Kroner, this slush fund that they have, that one really floored me. Let's see if I can find this real quick. Play this media research video real quick. Come on. Here it is. All right, I'm going to play this. It's 2 minutes long. So, bum. Come on.
So apparently, it is totally okay to grope sleeping women, shove your tongue down their throat without permission, and fire them if they won't give you sexual favors. If you're a liberal. Hey guys, I'm Brittany Hughes. You're watching MRC TV, and this is your reality check. So Nancy Pelosi is now defending Congressman and accused sexual harasser John Conyers, despite the fact that at least 2 women have accused him of sexual misconduct in the workplace. Conyers has even admitted to paying $27,000 in taxpayer cash to a former staffer who sued, saying she was fired for turning down his advances. Classy guy. But apparently the left is totally okay with sexual harassment and assault if it's their politicians who are accused of it. The same liberal feminists who are screaming for Roy Moore's head on a platter are now defending Al Franken, who is still refusing to resign after photos showed him groping a sleeping female reporter. Now, Pelosi is calling Conyers an icon who deserves due process before his accusers can be believed. And the Washington Post is running op-eds by a self-styled left-wing feminist who says that even if Franken did sexually abuse women, he should be allowed to stay in office because it's worth it to keep his seat blue. Really? What happened to believe women? What happened to all the self-righteous hashtag campaigns about how we should immediately take the side of the victim and disown any man who's even been accused of sexual misconduct? Does that only apply to politicians on your side of the fence? Because, see, the left doesn't give a crap about women. It's the same reason that they will claim to protect little girls and then slaughter more than 500,000 of them a year through abortion. They say that they want to empower women, and then they paint us all as helpless victims who need the government to protect us. And now, the left says that they want all women to feel safe coming forward against their abusers. Unless that abuser is a leftist politician, and then you're crap out of luck, ladies. The left doesn't care about women. They don't care about assault victims. They care about votes. So who's waging the war on women now? And that's your reality check, America. Subscribe to our YouTube.
And that's the truth. And I've been saying that right here. The war on the women is being waged by the Democrat Party. They're the ones that are attacking women left, right, and center. You're listening. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. Damn. I misjudged the time on that. Oh, I'm so dumb when it comes to that. So, we're not taking a break yet. Let's go back to the live camera. And the same hypocrisy that's going along with the sexual harassment goes along with gun control. They cry about the NRA when Bloomberg is doing similar, except trying to shut down guns. He pumps in millions of dollars. $71 million in 6 years. He has multiple gun groups and publications, and they're all financed by him. If he was so just, why does he need so many groups? It's not like there's one guy who owns Guns of America, NRA, and a couple other ones. No. They're all independent of each other. When you look at a lot of these anti-gun groups, they all have ties directly to Bloomberg. So you tell me the hypocrisy, and is it right? Because I say it isn't. If it's good for one side, it's good for both. And this is what law-abiding gun owners on the gun, and this is what the law-abiding Americans and freedom lovers everywhere are up against. The left doesn't give a shit about you as long as you fucking vote for them. They'll tell you what you want to hear, just vote for them. God forbid. Look at Moore. He is accused of sexual harassment. They want his fucking head on a platter. Al Franken is an admitted sexual offender. And you could say he actually raped her by putting his hands on her like that while she was asleep. And they say it's okay. They justify it. But they're for women. This shows that your feminazi groups are nothing more than propaganda for the left, spewing bullshit to get votes. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. till 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hello, I'm Tim Hart. I'm the guy BZ hires, due to his shameless contract with the SHR Media Network, to voice his promos. He'd like me to tell you that the Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show can be found on SHR Media Network, Spreaker, and YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American media maggots won't. You'll find that the speech is free, but the drinks are not. There, in the saloon, just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ is sending his personal drones of freedom into the wheelhouses and ossicles of lovers of sovereignty and liberty nationally and globally. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, BZ swears that no rights were harmed in the making of this promo.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying confident, stupid pro.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
This is Jersey Joe, host of the Reaver of Common Sense, and you're listening to shrmedia.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. You know, it helps when I turn the mic back on. It really does. Oh. How's everybody doing? I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Oh, I'd been doing better if the fucking Flyers would have won in overtime. Assholes. They're like on an 8-game losing streak. It's like, oh my God. So several are now admitting that Roy Moore has a very good chance of winning. But it doesn't mean that the onslaught hasn't stopped, especially against Democrat Doug Jones. Trump hasn't gone out there and hit the bricks for Doug Moore, but he's been attacking Doug Jones pretty regularly. It's kind of hard. Trump's in a rock and a hard place. I think Roy Moore knows that Trump's there, and Trump is supporting him. But if he comes out and says it, it just gives more ammunition for the drive-by media to make all these fucking idiotic claims that they love to do. So it's easier just to attack Democrat Doug Jones than to come out and campaign with Roy Moore. So I think that's a strategic little game playing that's going on. But Democratic Doug Jones was asked in an interview if he could reassure voters that he did not want to take their guns, but spoke to other topics without ever answering the question. Politico was contrasting the difference in Republican Roy Moore voters versus Jones voters and how one of the dividing issues is the Second Amendment. In addressing the difficulties of overcoming Moore's appeal to pro-gun voters, Politico asks, how can you reassure Moore supporters that you are not out to take away their religious freedoms or their guns, their culture? Jones responded by seizing on the word culture, saying, when you talk about their Christian beliefs and stuff, that's one thing. But when you talk about their culture, I'm not sure what you mean by that. If culture means that you have to put down people, if your culture means that you would discriminate against somebody, that you would not treat anybody in the same way that Christ would do, then I'm not going to protect that. He continued to elaborate about culture, but never said the words about guns. The things Jones has said about guns are not encouraging for gun owners. For one thing, he supports expanding background checks to gun shows. The Washington Post reported Jones saying that expanded background checks to gun shows would be helpful. Jones' support of gun control is understandable when you grasp his overarching belief that the Second Amendment has limitations. The Alabama Political reporter quotes Jones saying, we've got limitation on all constitutional amendments in one form or another. Such a position opens the door to government regulation of every right in the Bill of Rights, including the Second Amendment. And that is the start. I don't want to say the start because it's been going for a while. That is the expanding of the Democrat Party, stepping up their attack on the Constitution. The Bill of Rights does not have a place for government regulations. That's why we have the Bill of Rights, to keep the government from regulating our God-given rights. Our free speech, freedom of religion, freedom to protest, freedom to own guns. The right to a fair trial. The right to not just be pulled off the street and arrested for no fucking reason. The right that they have to have probable cause to search us. Our government is finding excuses. Our Democrat Party is finding reasons to suspend the Constitution. They try it all the time. It's a living document. It breathes, it changes, it evolves. No, it doesn't. It is what it is. Got a fucking tickle in the back of my throat like a piece of dust. Had a coffee. Oh. Now, you don't hear this in mainstream media. They keep this quiet. Doug Jones, the Democrat candidate in the Alabama Senate special elections, who's going up against Republican Judge Roy Moore, previously defended a man with strong ties to the Ku Klux Klan and Holocaust denier. Jones has boasted of the fact he successfully prosecuted two KKK members with links to the 1963 16th Street Baptist Church bombing that killed 4 black children and injured many more. But in 1980, Jones also defended Tom Posey in court over his involvement in the Iran-Contra scandal, who had strong ties with the KKK and Holocaust deniers. Posey was the founder of the Civilian Military Assistance, the CMA, paramilitary group, arming rebels in Nicaragua under United Press International reported in 1986 as being trailed by hints of shadowy connection ranging from the CIA to the Ku Klux Klan, and members have been charged with an assortment of Latin American mischief, including gun running, drug smuggling, and assassination plots. One member of the CMA group was Chicago chapter leader Arthur Jones, who described the Holocaust as nothing more than an international extortion racket by the Jews. Jones successfully defended Posey in 1987 on charges of illegal arms shipment to the Nicaraguan rebels when the U.S. was not officially at war with the former communist state. Now, there's a quote from the campaign spokesman. Doug's commitment to the civil and human rights has been unwavering, as demonstrated by his well-documented career. The case only involved Posey's activity with the Contras, and these charges were dismissed by a federal judge in Florida. Doug also represented Mr. Posey when he cooperated with congressional investigators. But this guy was a KKK member. Now, if that was a Republican, they would link him that he is a KKK member because he defended him. But when a Democrat does it, it's nothing. There's no link. Hypocrisy of the left. Jones also maintains a number of left-wing positions on issues such as abortion, the Second Amendment, and immigration that typically do not appeal in a deep red state such as Alabama. On Sunday morning, President Donald Trump reiterated his opposition to Jones' candidacy, describing him as a disaster for his position on crime, illegal immigration, the military, the Second Amendment, and tax reform. Tweet from Donald Trump: the last thing we need in Alabama in the United States Senate is a Schumer Pelosi puppet who is weak on crime, weak on border, bad for our military and our great vets, bad for our Second Amendment, and wants to raise taxes to the sky. Jones would be a disaster. So proud today. Me and my dad went to the store. We were in Lowe's. And we were getting the item. You know, it was asked about military discount, and my dad said, yes, I was military. Another guy popped up. He said something. My dad was like, you're in the military? Next thing you know, or no, he saw my dad wearing his Coast Guard hat, and he yelled over, thank you, Coastie. So next thing you know, this older man and my dad are sitting there bullshitting. And the guy's ex-Army, and they look to be about the same age. The guy was about the same age as my dad in the 70s. And I just never felt so proud sitting there listening to my dad talk to another military guy. And they're going back and forth. And this Army guy sitting there going, praising my dad, because so many times when people bring up Coast Guard, they always bring it up in a negative light. And it's, the outcast. You don't know the military then. Coast Guard. When you see Vietnam with those boats going up the river, that wasn't the Navy. It's portrayed that the Navy did that. Mostly. No. United States Coast Guard was sending those boats up into those rivers in Vietnam. Coast Guard did more than people realize. They do more here in the United States than people realize. Coast Guard is a great branch. The Army is great. Don't get me wrong. I think Army gets the shit end of the stick. I think Army, to me, is better than the Marines, than the Air Force, Navy. Hell, Marines are a subset of the Navy. But all of them, I take my hat off to you guys. But it was just, I know it's totally off base. It was neat sitting there watching my dad do that conversation. And these Democrats will not be good for our military. We've seen what the Democrats did to our military. Our planes are falling out of the skies, literally. We don't have enough pilots. They cut down on the Air Force. Navy, we don't have the ships to defend this country. Dismantled our military. Did nothing to help them with the VA. So, we saw what you could do for 8 years. And you keep trying to say how great you'll do. Come 2021 re-election, 2018, we'll do so great, we'll do this, we'll do that. Why didn't you? And it's the same people that were in office those 8 years are now saying they have all these great ideas. The Democrats say, I got all these great ideas. Okay, where were they? Where were those great ideas for those 8 years of Obama? Even if you want to blame Obama. Well, I don't ever remember hearing anybody pushing any ideas. Now, a recent poll conducted by Sky Research found that Judge Roy Moore held a 7-point lead over Jones in the run-up to the election on the 12th of December. Get out there and vote, people. Those in Alabama, you got to save your state, people. You don't want a Democrat infesting your state. All right, we're going to put up a Money Talks with Melanie Minute, and then we're going to head to break. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Fun Radio. We will be right back.
Welcome to this week's Money Talk Minute with your business diva, Melanie Collette. This week, we're going to discuss interest rates. Why are they important? Well, they're important on two sides of your financial coin. On the one side, you have your debt. Credit card debt, loans, and things like that. You always want to get the lowest interest rate possible. Why? That means that money is costing you a lot less to borrow with a lower interest rate. And speaking of debt, when you're looking at which loan or which credit card to pay off first, you're always going to look at the interest rate. Which one has the highest interest rate? That's the one you want to start paying off first. On the savings side of the financial coin, what kind of savings account do you want to open? What one should you choose? You will always choose the one with the best interest rate. And on the savings side, the best interest rate will be the highest interest rate. This means it will yield you the highest amount of return. And that's it for your Money Talk Minute of the week. I am your business diva, Melanie Collette.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense Hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hello, I'm Tim Hart. I'm the guy BZ hires, due to his shameless contract with the SHR Media Network, to voice his promos. He'd like me to tell you that the Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show can be found on SHR Media Network, Spreaker, and YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American media maggots won't. You'll find that the speech is free, but the drinks are not. There, in the saloon, just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ is sending his personal drones of freedom into the wheelhouses and ossicles of lovers of sovereignty and liberty nationally and globally. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, BZ swears that no rights were harmed in the making of this promo.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid promo.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
This is Jersey Joe, host of the Reaver of Common Sense, and you're listening to shrmedia.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. How's was pretty neat. I was watching this craft DIY, and it was, damn, neato bonito. So, they're calling this McMuffin 2.0. McMuffin is a negative name given to, who was it? McMullen, Ivan McMullen tried that third-party bid in the 2016 presidential election to try to stop both Hillary, quote-unquote, stop Hillary, and Trump. Well, they nicknamed him McMuffin. So they're now saying we have a McMuffin 2.0. Thought I had a sneeze. And it's a former Marine colonel and former aide to White House Chief of Staff John Kelly announced on Monday that he will launch a last-minute write-in campaign against Republican nominee Alabama Judge Roy Moore and Democrat Doug Jones. Lee Busby argued that the allegation of sexual misconduct against Roy Moore created an opening for an establishment-centric candidate to launch a third-party run for December 12th Alabama Senate run. I don't understand. They've tried this. And what's messed up, they don't care. They would rather have a Democrat than have Judge Roy Moore. Not because of these bullshit allegations. Because he is not. He fought against McConnell. He won against McConnell. He caused McConnell to burn the $30 million. Not that he gives a shit about money. It's not his money. He burned through that money, but it made him look like a jackass. So now McConnell is trying to do everything he can to try to stop Roy Moore from winning. This man will not kiss McConnell's ass like the rest of the Republican Senate. And yes, most of them are kissing his ass, otherwise they would have booted him to the curb. So they're trying to throw every obstacle. People are not that dumb anymore. People are paying more attention. They're using the playbook from 1980s, 70s, and 60s. And somewhat the 90s. People woke up to this bullshit. But they're going to try. They would rather, if anything, have a Democrat win. Just so they go, look, see, Trump was a phenomenon. It will never happen again. You need us established kiss asses. No, we don't. Why? Because you're no better than the other side of the aisle. You're in bed with them. You're doing everything you can to help push their agenda. Period. I'm tired of the bullshit. I want a whole new, me personally, I want a whole new personnel in the goddamn Senate and House. I want new fucking blood in there. I'm tired of these established jackasses. Bugsby said, I think you can flip this thing. If this were a military operation, the left flank and the right flank are heavily guarded, I think that gives you an opportunity to run straight up the middle. I'm trying to be, he's military, I'm trying to give him respect. But this isn't a military operation, sir. Maybe you're being used and not knowing it. I don't think you're that stupid. I know what you're doing. I think you know what you're doing. You're willfully doing it. And it's going to only hurt you, sir. Busby's writing campaign mirrors Evan McMullen's third-party bid in 2016 presidential election. That's where he got the McMuffin by Trump supporter. Admitted during the presidential election that if he could not stop Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump from being elected president, he would be happy just stopping Trump from becoming the 45th president. 45th president. How'd that work out for you? I don't think it worked out that good. McMullen, a former CIA operations officer and Goldman Sachs employee, announced a never-Trump candidacy to upset the election in favor of Hillary Clinton by appealing to Mormon voters in Utah, Arizona, and Idaho. His establishment insurgency failed to win any electoral votes and failed to win Utah, which features a strong Mormon voting base. Now, Busby, what the hell? I'm seeing like two different spellings of Busby, has no campaign website or any serious campaign ground game. The former aide to John Kelly hopes to rely on social media to spread the word about his campaign, identifying himself as an independent candidate. But Buzz, whatever. I'm seeing two different spellings of his fucking name here. Damn this article. He retired from the Marine Corps in 2013 and intended to emphasize his experience as a military leader, as well as his background as an investment banker, defense contractor, and entrepreneur. The third-party candidate contends that both Moore and Jones should not serve in the U.S. Senate. I just don't believe that either one of them are qualified to be in the U.S. Senate. That's the new buzzword. It's not qualified. What are the qualifications? Yeah, I think he is qualified. Age, length of living in the country, living in that district. Yeah, he's qualified. They keep coming up with these and using buzzwords and qualifications. No, bullshit. There is no qualifications that they're talking about. And we have seen how far these quote-unquote qualified people have taken this country in what direction. So, I'm sorry, but your idea that you don't believe that they are qualified, yeah, that's your belief. You have the right to it. But if you're going by what I think you are, that qualification has sent us down a deep, dark hole. He cites the sexual allegations against Moore as having created enough distaste in my mind to rule out support for the Republican nominee. He lists Democrat candidate Jones' extreme abortion position as a disqualifying for Alabama voters. However, he does admit to attending a fundraiser for Jones, though he denies ever donating to the Democrat candidate. He went to a fundraiser. Those aren't free. Well, depending on what kind of fundraiser. He went to a Jones fundraiser. What does that tell you? He's faking running as a conservative to try to steal votes to help Jones. That's how desperate the Democrats are, and they've done it before. They'll pay these people to go do shit like this to steal votes and act like a conservative. So, because they know they couldn't win otherwise. They go and they send these people to steal votes. Fucking disgusting. The Raycom News Network survey found that only 3% of Alabamians plan to vote for a write-in candidate for the Alabama Senate race. A recent poll reveals that Roy Moore has a 7-point lead over Jones. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell launched a war against Roy Moore after Moore won the Alabama Republican primary runoff elections to replace then Senate Jeff Sessions. McConnell called Moore to resign in the wake of the accusations that Moore made inappropriate advances towards multiple teen girls. But we haven't heard shit from McConnell calling for resignation of Al Franken, who admits to sexually assaulting a female, multiple females. And depending how you want to, classify it, touching a woman inappropriate like that while she's sleeping is rape. And McConnell is not calling for Al Franken's resignation, who admits to doing it, has photos, proof of doing it. But McConnell wants Moore, who has these bullshit 40-year-old accusations that just came out, against them. No, McConnell's not playing politics, is he? No. In response, Moore called for McConnell to resign, arguing that McConnell failed conservatives and must be replaced. And let me tell you, McConnell has failed us. I don't know if he failed us. He tricked a lot of people. I never wanted him, really, as the Senate leader. He's a joke. He's a sellout. He has no fucking balls. He doesn't know how to lead. He hasn't done shit as a Senate Majority Leader. I don't think that man could herd a herd of dead cats anywhere. And herding dead cats are easy. Just get a broom out. He couldn't even do that. He's that incompetent. McConnell is. Oh, man. It pisses me off that man does anymore. We got a lot of fake conservatives. You want to call them rhinos? Whatever name you want to give them. I don't give a shit about names. They're fake. They've been in bed with the Democrat Party and been more than willing to help the Democrat Party. They go out there and bang their gong and against Obamacare. Oh, it's time to repeal it? Me don't speak English. Maybe McConnell might want to get used to this. You want fries with that? Because that just might be the only job he's going to be qualified for next. Still pissed he won re-election. I would have loved... Did people start primarying these dumbasses? Send them to the unemployment line. Send them packing. All right, we're going to hit a money talk, Melanie Minute. Commercial break, then we'll come back for our last segment. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit, and we will be right back.
Welcome to this week's Money Talk Minute with your business diva, Melanie Collette. This week, we're going to discuss interest rates. Why are they important? Well, they're important on two sides of your financial coin. On the one side, you have your debt, credit card debt, loans, and things like that. You always want to get the lowest interest rate possible. Why? That means that money is costing you a lot less to borrow with a lower interest rate. And speaking of that, when you're looking at which loan or which credit card to pay off first, you're always going to look at the interest rate. Which one has the highest interest rate? That's the one you want to start paying off first. On the savings side of the financial coin, what kind of savings account do you want to open? Which one should you choose? You will always choose the one with the best interest rate. And on the savings side, the best interest rate will be the highest interest rate. This means it will yield you the highest amount of return. And that's it for your Money Talk Minute of the week. I am your business diva, Melanie Collette.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hello, I'm Tim Hart. I'm the guy BZ hires, due to his shameless contract with the SHR Media Network, to voice his promos. He'd like me to tell you that the Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show can be found on SHR Media Network, Spreaker, and YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American media maggots won't. You'll find that the speech is free, but the drinks are not. There, in the saloon, just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ is sending his personal drones of freedom into the wheelhouses and ossicles of lovers of sovereignty and liberty nationally and globally. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, BZ swears that no rights were harmed in the making of this promo.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cop for the stupid program.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
This is Jersey Joe, host of the Reaver of Common Sense, and you're listening to shrmedia.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show. And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. So, let's see, where are we at? There was another article I came across, but we've kind of touched on it, the arrogance of the Democrats. They might have had some momentum going when they were attacking Roy Moore. They may have had some momentum with it, but then these accusations came out against Franken and against Connor, whatever. Kanye, whatever the hell it is, and they back down on it. They're making excuses. Huffington Post, I think it is writing an article that she was asking for it. Literally, they're saying the woman was asking for it. She should have known better. She accepted it when she decided to go on a U.S. tour. You know, they're making those excuses, and they lost that. And I honestly think in today's climate with politics, the way everybody's paying attention, that the Democrats may have been taking a little wind out of the sail of the Republicans, and then they go and kick themselves in the nuts over this. If they wanted to keep, they should have dumped Al Franken right away. If I remember right, it's a Democrat governor who would appoint the next one, which would be another Democrat. They lose no seat. You know, it's, hey, the Republican that's sending around naked photos of himself. Number one, oh my God. Oh, listen, I'm a fat fuck, all right? I've gained some weight. I'm not sending any naked pictures. I don't even like pictures with me in clothes on it. Wife pissing me off all the time, especially this weekend, snapping pictures. It's like, I'm going to take that damn camera and shove it up your ass. I look like shit. I look like a beached whale. I look like Jabba the Hutt on Thanksgiving Day. You know? I'm not sending no naked picture of myself. And this old fuck is sending it. Here you go. I can't wait to be on that. Oh! I wanted to throw up. His ass ought to be gone. So it's not just that. His ass ought to be gone because he's guilty of it. Roy Moore, you have accusations with no facts. Now, with this Kanye, or whatever the hell his name is, well, if he's so innocent, why the hell did he pay off so many goddamn hush money? That's another thing. That ought to be dumped out. They're spending American taxpayer dollars. That is not top secret information. That should be open. Freedom of Information Act right there should reveal every single politician that had to pay out. Freedom of information. That is not national security. That is the spending of American taxpayer dollars so that they can grope and get cheap feels and make stupid comments towards women. And then they have to pay out. They don't pay it. We pay it. We have a right to know. And I don't care if it's a fucking Republican, Democrat, Independent, Whig Party, Martians, or if it's Uranus Party. I want to know who had to pay out sexual harassment hush money and why they felt it had to come from our pockets, not theirs. They're the ones that did it. Should come from their fucking pockets, not ours. And he said, oh, we didn't know we had that in the budget. Wait a minute, you're passing budgets with this money allocated for hush money and you didn't know? Maybe you shouldn't be in office then. Maybe we should have you removed if you didn't know that was there. Or you're just lying, which you shouldn't be there then. Damn, these politicians aren't as smart as they think they are. They're always running around how smart we are. We're smarter than the average bear. Oh, shit. But yeah, the Democrats had a little more high ground, I think, going there, and they kicked themselves in the nuts with it. Dumbasses. And I just can't believe all these places. And you have these feminazi groups. Well, Al Franken is a Democrat. He's keeping a blue seat, so we'll forgive him. We'll overlook his sexual harassment of women just because it's a blue seat, so he can stay right where he's at. Oh, Republicans being accused? Put him to death. Shows how much full of shit they are. And I'm seeing more and more. It proves my original theory. Who has the war on women? And that would be the Democrat Party. Al Franken apologized. I don't give a shit. It doesn't make a difference. He broke the fucking law. Judge, you shouldn't send me to jail. I apologize for stealing all that money from the U.S. government. I apologized. I said I was sorry. I'm keeping the money, though, but I'm sorry I stole it from the federal government, so you shouldn't send me to jail or convict me of any crime, because I apologize, Your Honor. How would that go over? Could you imagine? I did not steal that money. I did an undocumented withdrawal from that financial institution. And I apologize for that undocumented withdrawal. And I shouldn't go to jail because I did it for the love of my family, to give them a better life. I love my family. And you don't want to separate this family now, do you, Your Honor? Your Honor, you can't separate this family. It was an undocumented withdrawal, and I apologized. God, I'd be laughing. Probably judge would just start laughing. What a dumb fuck. Oh, you're going away for a very long time. You're so dumb. Oh, you'll never get out, because once you get done your sentence, you're going right to fucking Looney Tune bin, because if you think that is a good defense, you're crazy. But Your Honor, I apologized. Isn't that enough? And what blitzer Senator asking Susan Rice? Was Senator Al Franken's apology today enough to merit staying in the U.S. Congress? What do you believe? Well, he apologized. Well, what if Nixon had apologized for Watergate? What if Bush apologized? Oh my God. What if Trump apologized? Oh my God, these fucking idiots. And I actually, someone actually said, I told him that Bill Clinton had new accusers. Those are so many years ago, it don't matter. What? Trump's was 40 years ago. Roy Moore's was 40 years ago. Oh, that's different. That's different. That's a Republican. Oh shit, sorry. Damn it. I keep screwing that up. Oh, man. But I apologize, Your Honor. I just did undocumented withdrawal from that fine financial institution you call the U.S. government. But you got to understand, Your Honor, the U.S. government has been stealing land from people of every single color all over the world. We've been stealing land from them. So for my undocumented withdrawal, which I apologize for, and was done on behalf of my family that I love so much, to give them a better lifestyle. And remember, you can't separate us. You cannot separate us. Yeah. That almost makes me want to go out and do that crime just so I go in front of a judge. Hey, Judge, Your Honor, you see? Oh, man. That'd almost be worth doing 20 years for. Could you imagine going to jail? What are you in for? I purposely robbed a bank to get caught. What do you mean? Well, I wanted to try this defense. Well, you see how that defense... Well, how'd that defense go? Well, you see where I'm at, so I guess not too good. Oh, man. But, I mean, Pelosi on Sunday on NBC's Meet the Press was out there defending Bill Clinton, was defending Al Franken, John Conyers. Hey, I finally got his fucking name right. But then turned around, Bill Clinton, guilty of several accounts of sexual harassment, if not more. Al Franken, admitted guilty of sexual harassment. Now she then turns her and attacks the president, Donald Trump, and attacks Roy Moore, who both have been accused after being in the public light over 40 fucking years in the public. Not a goddamn peep. And now that they're running for certain positions, and it's putting the establishment and the Democrats on the ropes, all of a sudden, sexual harassment, no proof. they're the evil ones. They're the demons. Oh, those, no, they just grabbed some women. That one did a little hanky-panky with a cigar. Oh, that's nothing. I mean, do you see the hypocrisy? Please tell me that is just not me. I'm sure my audience is smarter than me. Smarter than the average bear. I don't know. She said on Franken, I don't believe you can equate Senator Franken with Roy Moore. It's two different things. Roy Moore is a child molester. He hasn't even been guilty, admitted, nothing. But he's a child molester. You got Al Franken groping, sleeping women. Oh, you're taking a picture with me? I'm going to grab your ass. Yeah, you gave me permission to grab your ass. Well, you see, he was actually trying to grab him by the pussy, but, he's does things backwards, so he was grabbing him by the ass. I got him by the pussy! Oh, no, I don't. Whoops. I don't know. I just don't know. But she is facing backlash. Yeah, she called John Conyers an icon in our country. The guy was showing up to meetings in his fucking underwear. He threatened to fire women if they didn't do what he wanted. But he's an icon in this country. He has done great deals to protect women. Yeah, he'd throw his naked body on top of them and, just squirm all over them to protect them. And then he put this special lotion on them to protect them. He was such a protector of women. And then he would tell them, you don't need this job. If you can't take me protecting you like that, you don't need this job. I'll be protecting you every day. Yeah, Pelosi, man. You know what? Democrats, keep Pelosi in charge. She helps us out so great. Thank you. With that, that's going to be the end of the show. And I missed everybody. I missed. Glad to be here. I know there was freaking internet issues, everything. I had just issues all around the week before. But I needed that little break. I did. But I'm back. I'm ready to go. And with that, thank you for listening to the Reaver of Common Sense. We'll be back tomorrow. Same time. You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.